Hey there, amazing people. Ever felt that knot in your stomach? That tiny voice whispering doubts about something you poured your heart and soul into? Maybe a dream you're chasing, a project you're building, or even a little family diner you open with all your savings? That fear, that nagging suspicion, it can eat away at you, right? Tell me in the comments below, where in the world are you watching from right now? It's always incredible to see how far our little stories reach. And hey, before we dive in, a quick thumbs up would mean the world. It tells us you're ready for this journey with us. You guys are the best. This story, it's especially for you. Now, picture this. A cozy little diner, Polly's Plate, the kind of place where the smell of freshly baked apple pie hugs you the moment you walk in. Leo, the owner, a man with flowers still dusting his perpetually hopeful smile, had poured every ounce of himself into this place. He dreamt of it being a neighborhood hub, a place where laughter and good food mix freely. He'd even perfected his Grandma Polly's secret chicken wing recipe, the one everyone raved about. But lately, things felt off. The numbers weren't adding up, and a strange unease had settled over Leo. Were people not enjoying the food anymore? Was the service slow? He couldn't quite put his finger on it, but that little voice of doubt was getting louder. So he hatched a plan. A bit sneaky, maybe, but he needed to know the truth. He decided to go undercover, just for a day. He'd walk in as a regular customer, see things with fresh eyes, hear what people were really saying. Let's dive in and see what happened, shall we? Leo, disguised in a simple baseball cap and an old jacket he hadn't worn in years, walked into Polly's Plate. The familiar aroma of frying chicken and cinnamon still made his heart swell with pride. He took a seat at a corner booth, trying to blend in. Two young cashiers, Addie and Bess, were chatting near the register. Leo picked up a menu, pretending to read, but his ears were straining to catch their conversation. They seemed like sweet girls, always smiling at the customers. He'd hired them both just a few months ago, and they'd seemed enthusiastic. Then he heard it. Addie leaned closer to Bess and whispered, "Honestly, these wings, they're okay, but Mrs. Gable down the street makes them way better. Spicier, you know?" A cold wave washed over Leo. His Grandma Polly's recipe? Not good enough? He tried to brush it off. Maybe it was just one person's opinion. But then Bess replied, her voice just as low, "Yeah, and sometimes I think Leo skimps on the sauce. Remember that lady who complained last week? Her wings were practically dry." Leo's heart sank. Skimping on the sauce? He'd always been so careful to follow his grandma's recipe to the letter. Suspicion, sharp and unpleasant, began to prickle at him. Were they not following his instructions? He ordered a small plate of wings, the very dish that was now the subject of his growing anxiety. When they arrived, he took a bite. They tasted different. The familiar zing was missing. The sauce indeed seemed thinner. A knot tightened in his stomach. He watched Addie and Bess as they interacted with other customers. They were friendly, efficient even, but every now and then he'd catch them exchanging glances, little smirks that he couldn't quite decipher. What were they hiding? The afternoon wore on, each observation adding to Leo's unease. He saw Bess give a regular customer an extra-large portion of fries, something they weren't supposed to do without charging. He heard Addie tell a customer that the special of the day was sold out, even though Leo knew there were still plenty left in the kitchen. Doubt gnawed at him. Was it just about the food, or was something else going on? He felt a wave of sadness wash over him. Polly's Plate was more than just a business. It was his legacy, his dream. To think that the very people he trusted might not be taking it seriously, it hurt. Just as he was about to confront them, a delivery truck pulled up outside. The driver came in, carrying boxes labeled with a name Leo didn't recognize. Addie and Bess rushed over, their faces lighting up. "Hey, Mark, you're right on time," Addie said a little too enthusiastically. Mark winked. "Always a pleasure. Ladies, got your usual order here." Leo watched as they quickly signed for the delivery and started unloading the boxes. Curiosity and a growing sense of dread propelled him to his feet. He walked over to where the boxes were stacked. They were filled with generic, pre-made chicken wing sauce, not his Grandma Polly's special blend. The truth hit him like a punch to the gut. They weren't just talking about the wings. They were actively changing them. They were cutting corners, using cheaper ingredients behind his back. The extra fries, the sold-out specials, it all started to make a horrifying kind of sense. He confronted them, his voice trembling slightly. "What is this? What's going on?" Addie and Bess paled. They stammered, trying to come up with excuses, but the evidence was stacked against them quite literally. They confessed that they thought they could save the diner some money by using cheaper sauce, that nobody would notice the difference. They admitted giving away extra food to their friends and maybe pocketing a little extra cash here and there by saying items were sold out. Leo felt a mix of anger and profound disappointment. He had trusted them. He had seen them as part of his Polly's Plate family, and they had betrayed that trust. It was a tough decision, one that weighed heavily on his heart. But Leo knew what he had to do. He had to let them go. It wasn't just about the money. It was about the integrity of Polly's Plate, about honoring his grandma's legacy. It was a sad day for everyone. Addie and Bess were tearful, realizing the gravity of their actions. Leo felt the sting of betrayal, but also a sense of resolve. He would work harder, watch more closely, and rebuild the trust that had been broken. The experience taught Leo a valuable lesson. Sometimes, the people you least suspect can cause the most heartache, but it also reminded him of the importance of staying true to your values, even when it's difficult. Polly's Plate might have taken a hit, but Leo was determined to bring it back stronger than ever, built on honesty and the delicious, authentic taste of his grandma's recipe. What do you think of Leo's decision? Have you ever faced a similar situation where trust was broken? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences and insights are valuable. And if this story resonated with you, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps us share these stories with more amazing people like you. Remember, even in tough times, staying true to yourself is the most important ingredient for success.